then it's like this mode or whatever will,
that
by the
exact
time
marketing,
the next annual release of Call of Duty comes out, absolutely.
that exact marketing is why I skipped Destiny 1 entirely, because the Xbox version was supposed to get DLC like later, and then by the time that was supposed to come out, they're like, nah, we're not doing that. We're just going to put Destiny 2 out. Xbox fans don't actually get the content that they pre-ordered. So it was just like, what the heck?
Wow.
But hey, it's another case to not pre-order anything ever.
Yeah, never pre-order. It's like there's no scarcity. Now I will go against my own like mantra. I will be pre-ordering Final Fantasy Tactics because why not? Like I'm gonna buy that. It's like
I had my Switch 2 pre-ordered. I had Donkey Kong. I've got Pokemon Legends ZA.
Did you go with like a physical media?
Yeah.
Nintendo physical media, I can understand.
I don't know why, but Nintendo, I lean more towards the physical media side because of how
their games hold value too. Because we talked about like people will be like the game prices are too high. Well, they come down unless you're Nintendo. Like it's like $80. It's not $80. Wait a month, it will be $40. I get like it does. Like all you're doing is paying a hype tax, and that's the price increase. And it's like Outer Wild Worlds 2, now it's $70. No, it's not. For game on me and for Game Pass, but if I really wanted to buy that game, I'll buy it when it's $30 or $40. Like it's easy. Yeah. I don't know. Like I think especially it's easy because now in this time in history, I have so many fun and awesome entertainment options. If we just focus in on video games, I have a collection of video games that I love to play, that I own, that are apparently masterpieces, and I haven't yet played or finished, etc. So it's like if you're coming out with a game, it's like, that looks great. I have the ability to be like, okay, well, I'll pick that up later. And if it's really good, people will still be talking about it by the time I get around to playing it. And most of the time, you realize the industry has been driven off of this sense of just this hype and overexcitement. And then all of a sudden it's like you wait 2-3 months and you're like, oh, that game, really wasn't. It really wasn't what, the Raiders said it was. Like, I do think that that hype does play just a huge element in this industry. And when you
hype, nostalgia, and timing, like you get those three right, you could sell anything.
Lightning in a bottle, baby. The Moon Studios thing, I think is going to be interesting to see because, like, I really like the game and the devs. I love the transparency, especially because like I've been covering it and it's been, it's kind of neat to be like, hey, this is what we're talking about, and how even like Jez Corden, which if you guys don't know, he said that he'll be on this podcast next week with us, so that's going to be kind of a fun thing we can kind of talk about from his perspective. But when it's all said and done, it's like I think it's going to be a piece of it that does hurt them overall, not being able to launch everywhere because you're going to miss out on that big hype window. So even though Xbox isn't the biggest, selling console around, it still accounts for 30 million consoles in existence. That's a sale that I would have made. I would have bought the game on Xbox. I'm going to get it on Switch too. And I can understand, I could see how Switch 2 could be kind of delayed and still have that level of success. But being that if it's just PlayStation 5, they will get the console warriors kicked up. So there's free marketing that they're going to get there for sure.
And there's that side of it.
But with Final Fantasy 16, with like all of these examples where it does not launch everywhere at the same time, after you kind of miss that hype window, there isn't like this second wave of hype.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because if you do launch everywhere, everyone's going to buy it. But if you don't, everyone's going to find a way to buy it on something at launch. Those that really want to play it are even kind of interested, But then, we saw it with Final Fantasy 16. It's doing well on Xbox, but it could have done better overall. We're going to come back to it every time sales come up and exclusivity, because it's a really good example.
Well, I just bought 16 for like $30 on Steam.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet?
I played like the first up until like the Garuda fight. Nice. Because I've only been playing while with my my lady friend, like watching. So we've only done that like maybe 3 times. So
I like how you say lady friend, because when I was in high school, like my mom had struggled with the transition from friend to like, oh, this is a girlfriend. And so when my high school girlfriend and I were like doing out with my parents, and my mom introduced her as Brian's special friend.
Oh, bless her heart.
I was like, oh, bless her heart. Yeah, that's a real. You hear that from a Southerner, and you're like, oh,
it's on.
It's on, baby. I just thought that was funny. So good luck with your female friend, and hopefully she's enjoying the Final Fantasy 16 playthrough. The problem with 16 and me is that like I really like the game. I like the story. I like the combat. I do want to see Final Fantasy return to kind of a turn-based, and I've been talking with Sebi Webbs, and we're going to hopefully get him on the podcast as well, because like we can dive even deeper in that conversation. But when it's said and done, I enjoyed as an adult the mature theme and the tone. But I have it on Xbox Play Anywhere, right? If I was going to sit down and play that game, the kids can't be around. It's not the violence. I'll play Gears of War in front of them because Gears of War,
language though.
Well, you can turn it off in Gears of War. You can go into Gears of War and say, you know what? I don't want the profanity. I don't even like. You can turn off the gore,
which actually makes the game funnier than it needs to be. Absolutely. I say it's worth doing just because it's comical.
I took my daughter to see Smurfs, and they have sound effects Smurf or whatever, and at the end of the movie, they're like, "What the?" And then you hear the beep, and they're like, "I didn't say anything. It's Smurf. Why are you beeping me out? Like, what's up?" It's just like, oh yeah, but you're right. It's absolutely funny. I honestly think like that kind of censorship can be really, really funny if used appropriately. I think there was it like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever? He like an unnecessary censorship where he would just go and like bleep out things that like government officials were saying, and it just made it sound so funny because your brain automatically starts filling that in. Oh man. Anyway, that's a fun aside on that regards. You guys want to talk about the rumored PlayStation 6 news?
Oh yeah. We can talk about that.
I mean, we knew something, right? Like we knew just all the PS5 talk and everything else. The PS5 Pro, sorry.